someone please tell me when mortgages got this expensive? Like, seriously, I'm trying to buy a house, not an island.
And for the record, what is your monthly rent or mortgage, Mr. Sliwa?
About $3,900. It's not subsidized as all.
Mr. Mamdani, what is your monthly rent or mortgage?
$2,300.
Mr. Cuomo.
He has a rent-stabilized apartment that a poor person is supposed to have. Mine is about $7,800.
Yo, honestly, thinking about it, the economy that we live in today is really wild, right? So imagine you want to buy a house, right? But with the interest rates and the prices of houses now, it's like insane, right? And you have a partner where, you both can split the mortgage, or, you both are like bringing in money to pay the mortgage. Now, what happens if one person gets sick, loses their job, or God forbid passes away? Like, now how is one person going to be able to afford the entire mortgage plus their bills? Like, make that make sense.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be talking about insane mortgage, the weight of home ownership today. Mortgage rates have skyrocketed, making homeownership feel out of reach for many. Monthly payments that once seemed manageable now eat up most of a household's income. Even long-time homeowners are struggling with rising property taxes and refinancing challenges. The dream of owning a home is turning into one of the biggest financial pressures of modern life. So guys, without further ado, let's dive into the videos and watch.
Why is nobody talking about how expensive it has become to own a house? Look, I'm a realtor, I'm also a homeowner, and I've seen my house payment skyrocket over the last few years. I've also talked to more than a dozen of homeowners this month, and a lot of them are stressed about their mortgage payments. Not because they lost their job, not because life got more expensive. Property taxes went up, homeowners insurance almost doubled. The numbers just don't add up anymore, and their mortgage is no longer manageable. And you know what? They're not bad with money. They didn't do anything wrong. They're just in the market that changed very fast, and nobody gave them a plan on how to adapt. So if this sounds familiar, just know you're not alone. I walked with many families who are walking through the same exact season. But the best time to look at your options is definitely before things spiral, before you're behind on your payments, before foreclosure becomes a threat. If you feel like you're heading in this direction, please reach out for a confidential consultation. I'm here to help any way I can.
Yeah, definitely, guys, everything is skyrocketing right now, including the mortgage. Okay, guys, please like, share, subscribe. This video is really important for me. I try to grow this channel. Okay, and let's just dive in the next video and watch.
If you make $150,000 a year, you should be able to afford a $2,500 a month mortgage. $2,500 times 12 months of the year is $30,000. So you'd be spending $30,000 on your housing. That means you'll have like what, $120,000 left over. Okay, now you're like, well, healthcare, taxes, deductions, $150K is like your salary, not necessarily take-home pay. Okay, so let's say after your mortgage is paid, instead of $120,000 you have left after the $30,000 to pay for your house, you only have $60,000, $70,000 instead of $120,000, right? Depending on healthcare, tax deductions. You're telling me after your house is paid off, after you have a roof over your head, you still have $70,000 worth of yearly expenses? What else are you spending your money on? And if that's the case, then like you're spending too much money on stuff that probably, okay, and I like spending money on stuff too, travel, whatever, but like you should be able to comfortably afford to pay a $2,500 mortgage on a $150,000 a year salary.
Answer yourself of this lady, guys. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Let's dive next video and watch.
Seriously, I cannot even fathom the current economic state that we're in. It's scary, it's awful, it's bad, it's depressing, it's everything but good. I'm doing this mortgage calculation on a $900,000 home in a decent area in Los Angeles County, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,160 square feet. Not even 1,200 square feet, 1,160. And principal, interest, taxes, insurance. When it's all said and done, $7,000 mortgage payment on this house. I remember mortgage payments used to average 3 to 4 or 2 to 4,000. 7,000. Crazy.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty expensive mortgages. What do you think about that, guys? Let me know in the comments below. What mortgages do you pay? Let me know in the comments. I will be very happy to read all these comments. I'll try to read all the comments right now. And let's do the next video and watch.
I just had to put this damn lady in her place. It ain't her fault, but I just called my mortgage company because my payment was late this month. So I called them like, can I get my late fee deferred? You know what I'm saying? I was like, I ain't had no late payment this year. So she says no, because we waived a late fee in December. I'm thinking she can say December 2024. I'm thinking maybe once a year. She say December 2022. We only give out one late fee deferral or one late fee removal for the life of the 30-year loan. She said, I tell people that you should wait until you lose your job. Or I said, lady, no. I said, what you need to do is tell millionaires and billionaires that they should be more realistic. And what the you make 12 payments a year for 30 years, and they telling you you can only be late one fucking time. Get the fuck out. I put that lady in her place. I didn't put her in a place because I literally said this to the lady. I said, I cut her off. I said, nope. That's not what you should be telling people, and that's not what you're going to tell me. I said, what you need to do is tell the people that you work for that that's not fair and it don't make sense. And I said this to her. I said, I know that you didn't make the rules, so I'm not saying this to you, but I want you to understand the sentiment since you're telling me that people shouldn't do it until they lose their job. I was fucking heated. I was hot 100. I can't believe this shit. Home loan served. Idaho Financing and Authority. That's who the hell it is. If I could, when I get another house, I guarantee you I won't be with them no more.
Yeah, interesting thought from this gentleman. You know, it's a one late payment in 30 years. Probably unfair. What do you think about that, guys? Okay, let's do the next video and watch.
Man, I am not even gonna lie to you. My mortgage has my mental state fudged up right now. I purchased my house with my fiance, girlfriend at the time, in June of 2023? No, 2022. I just got this handy dandy letter in the mail from my shitty ass new mortgage company, Celine Finance. I fucking hate you, by the way. And guess how much after 2.5 years we've gotten off of our actual principal payment? 2.5 years. Mind you, the past year and a half, we've been paying extra on our mortgage. Guess how much? Guess how much is paper towels? $8,000. I got a mortgage for $227. These papers right here, these papers that's stuck to the wall right now, they say we've only paid $8,000 off in 2.5 years. My mortgage payment is like $1,800. In 2.5 years, we've paid off $8,000. The American dream got me fucked up.
Yeah, interesting stuff from this gentleman. That's why I decided to add his thoughts to our show. It's strange, definitely strange. What do you think about that, guys? Let me know in the comments below. And let's dive next video and watch.
I pay $4,150 every single month for my mortgage. Honestly, when I first purchased the house, this mortgage was $3,000, which was really affordable. We have a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house in South Florida. However, after the first year, they increased the mortgage by $600 because it's a new build and they didn't properly account for taxes. Now, this is something that typically happens to homeowners who get new builds here in Florida. It's just something that we didn't know about until it happened to us. A year after that, they increased it to $4,150. So we've been in this house for 2 years, and that is our current mortgage. And we've been paying that mortgage rate since, I believe, October of last year. Actually, it was 6 months later that they increased it, not a whole year. Saying this to say, I am ready to get out of this mortgage just because I just had a baby and I really want to stay home with her. And it's so hard to be a stay-at-home mom when you're literally banking out $4,150 every single month just towards your mortgage. And so I'm starting this page to track my financial journey as I look to transition out of such a high mortgage, but also to share budgeting tips for moms who work from home. So I work and my husband husband work. I'm not a single mom. But I'm only going to be tracking my portion of the finances, so what I contribute, because not everybody can be, 100% taken care of. Some of us do have to contribute to our households, and I happen to be one of those wives. Anyways, if you want to follow me, tag along. If you want to share your mortgage story, I would love to hear what you pay for a mortgage and where you live in the comments.
Yeah, interesting from this lady. So, what do you pay for mortgage, guys? I will be very happy to read this in the comments below. And from what part of states you are, or maybe other countries. I will be very happy to read all this. I try to read all the comments right now. And let's dive to the next video and watch.
My mortgage payment went up nearly $1,000 because my property taxes more than tripled from last year to this year. So let's talk about it. For starters, hi, if you're new here, my name is Kaylee. I like to talk about personal finance based on my experiences, good and bad, in hopes that you learn from some of my mistakes. And you don't gotta learn the hard way like I did. I bought a house last year, May of 2024 in South Florida. I purchased it with FHA at a 6.625 interest rate at a 30-year fixed. Now, my mortgage payment alone, just with principal and interest, was $2,277.05. It's important to note that that's not what I'm going to pay the lender every month, because you have to add on top of that your property taxes, insurance, and that's held in escrow. Escrow is a separate account managed by your mortgage lender, which holds the funds for when it's time for you to pay your property taxes and home insurance. Some loans require that you have escrow, and in this case, because I have FHA, it's mandatory to have escrow. I have to add up my insurance, my property taxes, as well as mortgage insurance. My home insurance last year was $5,774. My property taxes were $2,082. And my mortgage insurance was $1,738. You add all that up, you get $9,594. You then take that number and divide it by 12 for the 12 months in the year, which made my escrow payment $799. Now you take that $799 and add it on top of the $2,277, bringing my grand total monthly mortgage payment last year to $3,076. As stated in the beginning of the video, my property taxes for 2025 tripled, which now makes my mortgage payment $4,002. Before I dive in on the numbers for 2025, I want to highlight a huge mistake that I did in hopes that you guys don't do it. When I got a refund check from escrow, I automatically assumed that the taxes would stay relatively the same, maybe even like a grand over. So when I got that refund, I did not put it back to escrow. That's where I messed up. So from when the estimate came out at my taxes for 2025 being now $8,219, I was shook. Now, I did get a notice mid-May saying that, hey, your mortgage is about to go to $4,002 if you do nothing. Now, if you do make a large lump sum payment of, I think, about like high 6, low 7s, then your mortgage payment would be $3,417. Let's do now the new math for 2025 to bring up why it's now $4,002. My home insurance this year was $3,730.91. I highly encourage y'all to shop around to get a better quote. My mortgage insurance stayed the same at $1,738, but my property taxes went from $2,072 to $8,219, giving you a grand total of $13,687. Now remember how we did the math before. We take that number and divide it by 12. So that gives us a $1,140 escrow payment on top of the monthly mortgage, bringing us to $3,417. But remember, I didn't put my refund check back into escrow, so now I had a shortage. And because I didn't anticipate this huge jump, I was short. Lender added another fee of the shortage, causing another $585 to go on top of that, bringing now my new mortgage payment of $4,002. Now, I also seen this a lot in the comments. Yes, I have a FHA 30-year fixed rate. While my monthly mortgage payment will always be $2,277, the payment that I have to pay to the lender may fluctuate depending on property taxes and homeowners insurance, because remember, that gets added on top of your monthly payment. Oh, it was probably a new build. No, this bad boy was built in 1959. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom house in South Florida. Another question was, did I have any type of exemptions? Yes, I did have homestead exemption, which knocked off about $25,000. Now the big question, how is this even legal? How is it able to jump so high? When I purchased a property, it got reassessed to its market value. The last owner had it in 2008, and as y'all know, prices were very different back then. I'm taxed on its current market value, which is hundreds and thousands of dollars over as it was before. Some key takeaways. One, if you get a refund, whether from your insurance, escrow, please put it back to escrow. Don't make the same mistake I did, and that eventually caused me to go into a shortage. Plan ahead and just know the year after you purchase, your property taxes are going to be much different. I pray not this different, but it's going to be different than you initially purchased it with. I'm also getting a lot of great suggestions and advice in the comments of potentially protesting my taxes. I never done it before. I've only owned one property prior to this. And please share how y'all did it, your experiences. I love to learn more about that. And, who knows, maybe I'll try it. If y'all are still watching and you're probably asking yourself, why are you sharing this? Because I want y'all to learn from my mistake. It's so disheartening to see that a lot of you guys are in similar situations with your property taxes tripled, insurances tripled. It makes it so much harder to be a homeowner. How am I going to get out of this situation or fix it? I'm going to eventually have to save up to make a large payment into escrow. And then once that payment is made, I'm going to ask for an off-cycle escrow analysis to hopefully have my monthly mortgage payment go back down. I was initially going to talk about this after everything was said and done and the dust was cleared, but I'm like, why not document it in real time? This is hard. I just want you guys to know that you're not alone and that there's going to be ways and avenues of getting through this. God has me, I am faithful, and I will get out of it. I'm just going to document the journey and just have y'all along for the ride. I appreciate y'all watching this, and if y'all have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments.
Yeah, interesting stuff from this lady, definitely. Very interesting one. And I hope it's useful for you, guys. I try to add a lot of different thoughts from different people here, in our show. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments below what do you think about that, and let's dive next video and watch.
You guys, I'm freaking out. Got a piece of paper in the mail. It looked just like scam mail. I wasn't even going to open it. I did, just to see. This document pretty much says your mortgage is paid off. No, it's not. I still have to pay 25 more years on that bitch. So I go to the next piece of paper that's right behind it, and it's a notarized document. So it has a vice president's signature on it. It's also got a notary signature on it. Okay, still seeing that happen with scam mail. So I go to Google. I search the company, legit. I search the return address, legit. I search the vice president's name of that company, legit. I search the notary of that state and that county, legit. I go to my county's recorder website, and wouldn't you know, that same company who's telling me that my mortgage is paid off is a company that that like my mortgage loan is actually through, not like the lender that you pay, blah blah blah. And a couple files down, it shows just a week or so ago that the same document I received in the mail is scanned in a file, showed as verified and official on my county's website. I'm freaking out. Did somebody pay off my mortgage? Or did somebody make a huge clerical mistake? Has this happened to anybody else? I need some validation. I need some reassurance. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I can't breathe. I can't stay off of Google. I have looked on every website. Somebody tell me, what is happening? Is my mortgage paid off? Did somebody pay off my mortgage? or is somebody getting fired from their job? Somebody tell me.
Yeah, interesting story, guys. What do you think here, guys? Somebody paid her mortgage, or is it just a mistake? Have somebody had such mistake in the past? I would be very happy to read the comments about that below. Okay, guys, and let's dive next video and watch.
I don't want to bash anybody here, but I've been telling you guys for a while to watch out for these scammy new construction lenders. And if you bought a D.R. Horton home before, listen up. A new class action lawsuit was just filed against DHI Mortgage. This is the mortgage company owned by D.R. Horton, and it's alleging that the company suckered in home buyers by advertising a much lower payment on their new homes compared to other homes in the same price range by lowballing property taxes. And this lawsuit says that D.R. Horton and DHI Mortgage were running a monthly payment suppression scheme to mislead first-time home buyers into thinking that their monthly cost were gonna fit their budgets. So obviously after closing, the real payment jumped by hundreds and even thousands of dollars. And this particular homeowner right here, Frankie Santiago, his initial payment when he closed was $2,161 a month. But less than a year later, after the lender reassessed his escrow account, his payment skyrocketed to $3,136 a month. And listen, it was about time that this happened, because you guys can search online for "my mortgage payment went up" and you're gonna see a ton of people dealing with this. Anyways, be really careful when you're looking to buy new construction. This is not just a D.R. Horton thing. Pretty much almost every builder does this kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments if you bought a new home and if your payments went up after you closed. Really interested to know your answers.
Yeah, it's result from this gentleman, guys, so like I always told you guys, do your own research first, okay? Do your own research. Okay, guys, let's dive into the next video and watch.
All right, so I wanted to share with you this loan estimate that was just issued today, July 23rd, 2025. Look at that interest rate. That is a 30-year fixed interest rate, 3.99%. So this individual's mortgage payment is going to be $2,500 on a brand new build out in Santana, Arizona. Now, these deals are all across the valley, but I wanted to show you this closing disclosure because this is proof for all the people that are saying scam, not real, blah, 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 blah. This is proof. So if you are thinking that interest rates are too high, you are out of your mind. You just don't know who to work with to find the right deals or who to work with to get you an under market interest rate. So my client will have to bring in 3.5%, which is normal for an FHA loan. You can see up there it's checked FHA. The builder is paying all of these costs. They're paying about $20,000 total in costs for my client to move in, and their mortgage payment is $2,500 on a 30-year fixed mortgage on a brand new house. So, guys, even if rates come down to the fives and the world falls apart because all the buyers come off the fence, the builders don't have to do this. They have to do this now, but they will not have to do this in the future. Because when the market turns into a seller's market, their incentives go away. And that's not fear tactics. That's just the truth as far as how the market works. During COVID, these builders were not doing crap for us. They weren't even paying us as agents, quite honestly. I did 5 deals for free just because I wanted my clients to get into the house and they didn't have the money to pay me. So again, if you are looking for a deal, you don't think they're out there, you don't want to commit, you're just in that looking stage, call me. I'm not here to drag you out. I'm here to find you a deal and make sure that it's the right one for your family. So connect with us.
Yeah, it was so from the gentleman, and 3.99. That's very good interest rate, What do you think about that, guys? Let me know in the comments below. And I'm done for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Like always, guys, be safe and bye for now.